Imagine you are out to shop for daily supplies at a grocery store or visiting a place of worship to pray. Perhaps simply just hanging out at a mall or catching up with a friend at a coffee shop. It's a seemingly normal day, but in a split second, everything changes because someone decides to use his gun to shoot you down and the people around you. It's a horrific scene, often seen in the movies, but for the people of America, it's a reality and evil that they have been living with for years. Yet, the gun laws in the country continue to be such that it enables almost everyone to own a firearm. Just 4 days back, a California court struck down a law prohibiting sales of semi-automatic firearms to anyone under the age of 21. The judge reasoned that the law infringed upon the Second Amendment rights of 18 to 20-year-olds in America. The judge justified his ruling by recalling the American Constitution that protects the right of young adults to keep and bear arms. And ironically, just a day later, that is on Saturday, a teenage gunman opened fire at a grocery store in Buffalo, New York, killing 10 people and wounding 3 in what authorities described as racially motivated violent extremism. The shooter was identified as Payton Gen-dron, an 18-year-old white male who killed 11 black people when he went on a shooting spree. Yes, 11 of the 13 people he shot were black. Authorities say he carried out the shooting on Saturday afternoon while wearing military gear and live streaming it on Twitch with a helmet camera. Yes, he carried out the entire massacre like he was playing some sort of a bloody video game. He eventually dropped his weapon and surrendered to the police and was charged with first-degree murder and detained without bail. But the signs of this teenager turning into a killer were pretty telltale, and you wouldn't be shocked to know that in all likelihood, he had been in trouble at school before as well. Before the shooting, however, he was working at the local market for about 4 months, according to the store's owner. His boss says he was a very quiet kid and left on his own terms, giving his 2 weeks of notice. His neighbors say that they would see Gen-dron's mother regularly walking in the neighborhood. One neighbor said his mother was a nice woman and they never would have thought that in a million years that her son would have been racist and have racist views. The neighbor added, "It's pretty shocking." Another neighbor said, "When you talk to Payton Gen-dron, you wouldn't get more than a word or two out of him." Now, just in June last year, 17-year-old Gen-dron had made a generalized threat while he attended a high school. The New York police told CNN on Sunday that it investigated a report that a 17-year-old student had made a threatening statement. Without naming the student, they said he was taken to a hospital in June 2021 for a mental health evaluation. But the story of grief in America doesn't end with this mass shooting. Within just 48 hours, the US was rocked by yet another shooting, this time at a church in LA, in which 1 person was killed and 4 were critically injured. The casualty numbers in the shooting were much less because the churchgoers detained the shooter and tied his legs with an extension cord and confiscated at least 2 weapons before officers arrived to apprehend him, as per the reports. In this incident, the suspected gunman was believed to be an Asian adult and once again a male in his 60s this time, and the victims were mostly Asian and of Taiwanese descent. The investigators were still searching for a motive at the time of filing this story. But is this already a new normal for the people of America, where every few weeks, some or the other mass shooting follows a routine drill of a debate on controlling the gun laws of the country and protest, but nothing at all changes? If at all, the problem only worsens. Did you know that the US firearm homicide rate spiked 35% in 2020, the first full year of the coronavirus pandemic, rising to the highest level in almost 3 decades, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in America? Gun homicides increased across every age group and ethnicity, as well as in rural, suburban, and metropolitan areas of the country. The CDC report even called for a comprehensive approach in addressing the factors known to contribute to gun violence. Now, following the horrific mass shooting at the New York grocery store, US President Joe Biden said the Justice Department is investigating it as a hate crime, adding, "We must all work together to address the hate that remains a stain on the soul of America." But he said nothing on the lenient gun laws of the country. The advocates on both sides of the gun control debate have their own ideas about the reasons behind the increase in gun homicides, but the fact remains that Americans continue to live on the edge, waiting for their fate to be decided by the pull of a trigger. Where do you stand in this entire debate? How surprising does mass shooting in America seem to you these days? Do you feel it's a catch-22 with no real solution because an average American feels the need to own a firearm for his own safety? Or do you think that there is no political will to put a stringent gun control law in place? Whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comments, especially if you live in the US. We would be very keen to know how you feel about this entire issue. And friends, before I go, let me remind you that for all of those who still want the It Really Works vitamins, I have managed to get an extension on the Ronak 40 promo code, which gives you a full 40% off. You can try that if you want it. You can read the reviews on itreallyworksvitamins.com, the website, and I'm promoting it on my channel only because I myself have tried it. I use it even now, and all the people who I've recommended this to have come back with positive results. So if you're suffering from any hair related issue, especially hair thinning, hair loss, male pattern balding, or any of these other issues that involves your hair getting less and less and you having a receding hairline, then you can try this product without any fear. It's for men and women both. You just have to take 2 pills daily. You can take 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening after each meal, or you can take together like I do with a full glass of water each time. Remember, you can get this special offer only by clicking on the link in the description or in the pinned comments. Use it if you need it. If not, ignore it. But as always, even if you don't do any of these things, thank you so much for watching this one. You can connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter. It's @ReviewRon and @RonakKotecha on Twitter. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you like our videos. If you're clicking the bell icon, please ensure you click the all option, not the personalized option, to get notifications of all our videos. If you don't like our videos, let us know how we can improve. But as always, thank you so much for watching this one. Please take care of yourself and those around you. Jai Hind.